joining us in our regular Monday press briefing. Kayo lang talagang matapang. As we are about to end another phase of the general community quarantine, let me share with you a brief rundown of how the PNP is addressing our own force, resiliency, and supporting healthcare systems in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. From the latest data posted yesterday morning, we have recorded 671 confirmed cases among PNP personnel, representing 1.9% of the total nationwide cases reported by DOH. A total of 342 personnel, or 51%, have since recovered from the infection, with 211 or 62% completely recovered and have been restored to fit-to-work status, while 131 or 38% of recovered PNP patients are awaiting completion of the required quarantine period. At present, the PNP has 320 active cases, of which 287 are in quarantine facilities for mild to moderate cases, 18 are in sick bay in the hospital, while 15 are under home quarantine. The 9 PNP COVID-related deaths represent 0.7% of the national total. Among the regions, NCRPO posted the highest number of confirmed cases, with 285 and 450 probable and 89 suspect cases. Although PRO 7 in Central Visayas has only 169 confirmed cases, it has 694 suspected cases and 156 probable cases. This is the reason why we had to deploy augmentation forces to Cebu. The PRO 7 may have to adopt rotational deployment of its frontline personnel in lockdown areas, because its effective strength will be depleted when some personnel will need to undergo quarantine. Take note that NCRPO has fewer suspect cases than PRO 7, presumably because of the greater availability of testing in Metro Manila than in Central Visayas. This is part of the reasons why we are preparing to put up another PNP-operated RT-PCR laboratory in Visayas. We are closely monitoring the situation in other regions where there are emerging situations of a spike in COVID cases, so that we can initiate a proactive response. Over the weekend, we had to rush our preparations and adjustments ahead of the new IATF guidelines affecting the transport sector, which the LTFRB is set to implement effective today. Specifically, the terminal-to-terminal operation of 980 UV Express in 47 routes coming in and going out of Metro Manila, subject to certain conditions compliant with IATF guidelines on observance of minimum health standards. As the law enforcement arm of IATF, the PNP will strictly enforce guidelines on physical distancing and personal protection, and prohibitions to acts that endanger public health. Except for units and personnel officially deputized to enforce LTO, LTFRB, and MMDA rules and regulations as a general rule, the PNP shall not interfere with those modes of public transport operation unless there is a flagrant violation of law that requires police intervention. On other matters, I am glad to take note of a major operational accomplishment of Police Region Office 5 in Bicol Region under Police Brigadier General Anthony Alcañeses that led to the recovery of a huge cache of war materials consisting of 10 M16 rifles and thousands of rounds of ammunition during a law enforcement operation in Sitio Angas, Barangay Otabe, Bulan, Sorsogon yesterday morning. This development is another breakthrough in the continuing efforts of the PNP to account for loose firearms and instruments of crime and violence in the hands of threat groups, criminal elements, and unauthorized person by implementing a strict policy on gun control with the civil security group taking the lead. Last week, in 25 separate anti-drug operations by PNP units across the country, Two cases also involved violations of law on illegal possession of firearms and explosives, resulting to the recovery of 4 long firearms, 4 handguns, and 4 grenades. Because criminal operation of drug syndicates almost always involve the use of loose firearms, we are henceforth putting combined operational focus on both illegal drugs and loose firearms whenever possible. As most parts of the country were placed under the general community quarantine last June 1, a total of 8.55 billion pesos worth of crystal meth shabu has been confiscated by the PNP Drug Enforcement Group, along with local police units and IDEA, regional offices and units as of today. These cap the 8-month offensive against illegal drugs launched in October 2019 that resulted in a landmark record of 2.05 tons of shabu worth roughly 14 billion seized over such a short period. I'm now ready for your questions.
Thank you, sir. First question will be coming from Bernard. Morning.
Morning.
Sir, kamusta po sabi niyo kanina, over 600 yung suspected cases. So, bawas na bawas sa mga cases natin. Sir, nag-ooperate at nag-implement ng CPNP.
Yes, actually merong bawat regional office, meron talaga silang reserve force, no? They usually organize that kasi merong over 500 to 600 na members ng kanilang regional mobile force battalion. So ito usually ang first buffer nila for reserve force. And then we added 150 people coming from the SAF and 100 from PROs 6 and 8. So practically they have an additional of 250 personnel. And per evaluation of the party who went there, led by General Yasar, together with General Lingo and General Impiso, okay naman ang assessment. As a matter of fact, may pinakita ako na mga drone moving pictures. Really makita mo talagang what happened in Manila before na in-implement natin yung enhanced community quarantine. So they're doing good so far in Cebu.
Sir, kailan po yung target na nakapag-operate for yung PRO sa central
At least for a month, no? Nandun na, nasimula na yung structure, and it so happened na yung mga gumawa pa lang ng mga docking system dito also has a company in Cebu. So medyo mapadali yung ating infrastructure. Hopefully mapadali rin yung accreditation ng mga medical technologies natin and pati mga delivery ng machines.
Sir, yung mga medical technologies, doon na sila.
Yes.
Wala ka nang kapalala doon.
Wala na. We have a pool there na coming from the health service at marami pa rin tayong mga nurses na mga regular na mga patrolman o mga police who can actually participate doon sa pagman. No? Pero ang question na talaga dyan is yung accreditation. Kasi it seemed na parang RITM lang ang pwede mo accredit, no? And the UP. So hopefully, baka meron ding accreditation in Cebu and it will make things faster.
Sir, sorry. Kung gusto i-implement nila sa Manila na wala nang warning sa mga violators sa restaurant.
Yes, yan naman yung guidance natin doon sa Cebu, no? Kasi nga, it is a requirement talaga dahil sobrang lobo ng kanilang infection doon. That's why, kung pwede, wala nang warning, diretso na. But generally, ang behavior ng mga Cebuano was sumunod naman sila. Pero may mga pangilan-ilan na pasaway, but hindi ganun karami. Majority follows the quarantine imposition of Cebu. Yes, I have.
Thank you, sir. Leila. Good morning, sir. Sir, sa pagbabalik na Meeting Express, National Express, okay, kung ba ito talaga ng personnel para sa mobile checkpoint na
Basically, pagdating sa ganyan, kasi it needs a deputation, no? Kasi ang PNP naman is just an augmentation in terms of law enforcement pagdating sa mga UB Express kasi LTFRB na concern. But dahil kulang ang tao nila, that's why the PNP is always deputized. Pero ito, it is limited to the Highway Patrol Group who are actually manning the checkpoints coming in and going out of Metro Manila.
So, for you, okay, sorry.
Yes, yes.
So far, ilan po ang target na ito?
Hindi na kailangan dagdagan kasi nakaset na yung checkpoints ng Highway Patrol. It's just a matter of reorienting them that if there are violations in relation to the new normal implemented by LTFRB, then that's the time papasok ang Philippine National Police.
Sir, may nirahan ng mga yun. Dun sa order ko sa Philippine Express, sir, may mandate sa bago sa Maluwang kasi sinasabi mo yung mga nariyan ng pagkakaroon sa safety officer.
Yes, part of the, kasi nga recently lang ito pinalabas ng LTFRB, we're rushing up things. No? As a matter of fact, may mga meeting ngayon yung administrative and then sa operations din to fine-tune our preparation for this. Ano ulit yung
Magalong mo na yan.
yung extension ng rapid bus? Yeah.
Ano po ang gagawin natin eh? Is parang, ito po yung parang resolution na ang parang nilalabutin ka ng December. Ano po ang
Hindi naman siguro baka dahil sa system lang nila. No? But of course, ano naman tayo, hoping high tayo na the situation will improve. Pero that's why, alam nyo, yung IATF, actually may alas 10 ako na IATF, no? Ang alam ko dati, ang napag-usapan parang once a week lang ang meeting. And then, pagdating ng Wednesday, parang kung ano lang yung mga specific concern, no? Kasi na, tumatagal. And then, resolution formulation pagdating ng Friday, but that doesn't really happen really. Kasi nakita natin, marami pa rin concern nationwide, no? Which the IATF should address. So regular pa rin siya, 3 times a week. This is how IATF works, and this is how our concerns coming from all throughout the country are coming in. Pero yung extension, hindi naman ano yun. Probably baka sa system lang. But it's not conclusive that... pero honestly, to be honest, no, this will not really end. No? The only thing na pwedeng i-do ito is kung meron ng vaccine at meron cure. Pero kung wala, we expect this to continue. And, ewan ko, internationally, sinasabi nila meron na by next year, by February, paminsan umusog ng June, paminsan, ang latest na laman ko, parang December na naman. No? Because really, it's a difficult research thing that they're doing. Kaya tayo naman, we have to squarely address that also. Hindi naman pwedeng we base it on their high hopes. We should be, nakita na natin no, na we really wanted a good implementation. Naging okay sa Metro Manila, pumutok yung Cebu, no, and other cases in Visayas are also rising. So, ano talaga ito? It will take some time maybe for us to finish this, no? Not unless merong cure or vaccine.
Good morning, Chief. Last week po, may operation ng PNP sa mga suspected terrorist members po sa Malacanang. Meron po ba tayo ng monitor ng movement or any activities ng mga terrorist groups sa Metro Manila? And ano po yung direct report sa mga police po natin?
Now, I want to make it clear that the apprehension made last week is the financial conduit. No? So, ito yung sa finances. Nothing yet about operations, offensives nila in Metro Manila. But of course, there's always that constant threat from them, no? Not unless they will not exist anymore. So, the threat will always be there. It's just a matter of how serious the threat is. Hindi naman ganon, no? Kaya sabi ko nga doon na let's emphasize na financial conduit yung na-apprehend last week. And operation is entirely another topic. So no need to worry.
Another one po, pinapatanong lang po yung Kuya Mark Makalala po. The National Union of Journalists of the Philippines on Friday called the attention of police officers, reminding them that there was no longer really everyone from taking photos or videos in public places or public rights. May maalala daw po ba kayo ng mga police reports?
Actually, hindi lang yan, ano? I directed the Joint Task Force COVID Shield last week. First, let us remind our people when is maximum tolerance maximum. Diba? So, we should deal with it on every situation. Yan yung muna, because of previous incident. Second, we should also remind our personnel, kailan mo pwede bawalan ang isang taong kumuha ng video. And that should be clear. Kasi kung, ang sa tingin ko lang naman, kung hindi siya involving national security, which is also very broad actually, and it doesn't violate private rights, then everybody is authorized to get video. So yan yung general rule. Let us not pertain it to specific classes or members of society. It's a general rule. So pag hindi siya possible breach of national security, and then second, hindi siya violative of private rights, then anybody is allowed to get video, whether he is with the media or not. Because freedom of expression still exists in the Philippines. So dapat ganun ang, that's why I require the Director for Operations, the Deputy Chief for Operations, together with the Task Force COVID Shield, to revisit this, take the legal aspect of it, and then disseminate again to all our personnel. And of course, to remind our personnel to keep their cool. Kasi paminsan talaga, syempre, tao, init ang ulo, matagal na doon sa checkpoint, mainit, etc. But it's not a reason for them not to observe the basic tenets as guaranteed by the Bill of Rights.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Thank you for your suggestion. Positively taken.
Thank you. Last week, you raised the invitation of the new helicopter pilot of the Plaza. May we know, shortly after the March 5 incident, nagkaroon na ng plane natin in the area resources natin. Ano na sir mangyari?
Okay. I just approved the findings of the SITG last night. I reviewed it. Of course, there were suggestions on enhancing, revisiting our police operational procedures when it comes to the use of our air assets. At nagawa na nila yun. Actually, meron na. And then another one is there's a recommendation for investigation of the pilot in command. And pilot in command on both administrative and criminal charges. So sabi ko, yes, you may conduct the investigation and find out whether there are administrative or criminal culpabilities on the part of the pilot in command. And of course, including the crew. So yun yung recommendation ng SITG that I have approved. Now, the grounding of our air assets is mandatory for any, kahit saan naman, even commercial or even sa AFP, pag merong mangyaring ganyan, it's usually grounded for the reason on rechecking the airworthiness of the aircraft. And of course, the skills of the pilots. So after this has been checked, matagal na actually na-lift, Matagal na actually na-lift yung ground ng mga air assets. So, pwede na ulit lumipad, And hopefully, I have a scheduled visit in Region 1, which is on July 17. Hopefully, hindi ko pahintuin yung helicopter hanggang La Union. That will be my first try after that March 5 incident. So, yung actually si Colonel Salatar, who was the PIC, together with the two others na taga Air Unit, are actually assigned in SAF admin holding, awaiting for the investigation that they will undergo. So generally, meron tayong actually dalawang pilot in command na pwede magpalipad ng ating choppers. There's another training coming in by Airbus, I think by September. They will be training 11 pilots who will transition to become PICs. So by the end of September, we're expecting that there will be around 13 pilot in command who can actually fly now the air assets. And by October, end of October, we're expecting the delivery of 3 more additional H-125 units. Pero yung ongoing ngayon na mga na nag-open, yung 14 na basic helicopter pilot, they can actually sit down as second in command, no, to familiarize themselves. So, ito yung nakikita natin. Now, by that time, na mag-pilot in command na yung 14, then we can open up our air units in probably unahin natin yung dalawa sa Cebu, dalawa sa Davao, then probably one in La Union. So we're seeing that by February of next year, our choppers are already deployed in these places. And then, hopefully, kung makuha na natin yung insurance nung na-crash na helicopter, which is around 495 million, then we can again buy a twin-engine helicopter or at least 2 single-engine helicopters. So yan yung parang pinaka way forward ng air unit ng SAF. And lastly, because of the numerous assets that we have, actually ang required lang ng batas ata is 5 squadrons, no? A single aircraft with pilot in command and second in command pilots, we can actually establish 1 squadron. So ito rin yung way forward natin. Hopefully by next year, the air unit will be a national operational separate unit, so that they can be headed also by a police brigadier general. Then there will be a separate entity para hindi na sila under sa SAF.
Sir, question lang. With what happened last month, so you're still confident in the capabilities and the airworthiness of our air assets?
That's why I'm riding on July 17 to convince all of you that I am convinced that our choppers are airworthy, including the pilots. Pero mga makasampung nobena ako bago ako magsimula.
Sir, last na lang. Sir, diniscuss ko yung tungkol sa pagkuha ng video ng mga email na journalist na social media. So, are you saying na yung ordinary citizens, once na na-plug down sila ng policemen manning checkpoint or any kahit anong pagkakataon, they can take video actions using their cell phones.
Kaya nga, it requires orientation, di ba? Kasi siyempre, ang iniisip palagi ng police is yung trabaho mo involves national security. Although there's a thin line defining that, pero sa tingin ko dapat i-define, no? And ako, no, for example, kung ako mismo ang tanungin mo, although pinapaaral ko pa sa legal namin, kung huluhiliin ka, anong problema kung kunan kita ng video? Di ba? There's nothing wrong with that, I think. Ang problema dyan, kung kinunan mo ako ng video and then later on, baliktarin mo yung post at iba ang ikwento mo. Yun lang din ang delikado. But of course, ako naman, palagi yung stand ko is being public servant. You should not be on your skin, di ba? You're up for public scrutiny, etc. Pero this should be made, this should be properly be understood by our policemen, especially those who are in the field. That's why, pinapalabas ko yan, no? Pinapag-aralan ko pala, sabi ko, paaralin nyo, and then kung anong results, then we disseminate it. But sa tingin ko, doon tayo papunta. Because there's nothing wrong, kasi, kunwari, ikaw ang police, nag-man ka ng checkpoint. You are there as a public figure, no? Pag public figure ka, sometimes, you don't even have your private rights with you. Kasi nag-execute ka ng public function. But we will study it and then come up with clear guidelines on how our policemen should behave on this.
Thank you very much.
Balikan mo po yung nangyari sa Paranaque. Balikan mo ang gagawin ng PNP Social kasi nakagalaman po talaga yung mga nakakatay ay member na kami sila. Na security guard sila, tama po yun. Parang hindi ba very recent na yung PNP Social nagbibigay ng license sa mga security guard.
Yes, kasama yun, ano? And then of course, yung technical exploitation ng technicals, no? Like ano yung mga laman ng kanilang mga cellphone, etc. So all of these things will be taken. And then tama yun, no? Dahil paano sila naging miyembro ng gwardiya, no? So probably I will also require CSG through SUSIA to study why it is so.
Thank you. Sir, last Friday may mga arrest na members ng LGBT kasama nila dahil diplomatic na nagkaroon sila. Ano mga ganun po sa tao? How maximum?
Yeah, kaya actually, yan rin yung isang reason bakit pinapag-aralan mo yung what is the maximum or the maximum tolerance. Now, sa tingin ko naman, ano, kung makita nyo lang, take the accounts of those who are on the field. No? Ang alam ko, nagkaroon ng demo, so okay lang, no? Social distancing, okay. Pero once kasi you misbehave and you don't follow, no? Para kasi may in-spray sila sa mga pulis, etc. When you become unruly, and especially na nandiyan yung mga pulis nakaharap mo, naka-uniforme, there's no question, they are authorities, di ba? Kami lang naman, nandun lang naman para to maintain orderliness. Pero once you don't follow that, then kaya ka namin uhulihin. Tapos yun na, marami ka nang pwedeng maging charge, no? Including disobedience. Sa tingin ko, yun ang nangyari, yun ang explanation ng Manila. Kasi tinawagan ko, bakit yung kinulong? No? And the final measurement then is, if the court will take cognizance of the cases filed against these people, then that justifies the behavior of the PNP. Pag na-dismiss yung kaso, then yan, may problema tayo dyan. Pero pag final ng fiscal, or even at the fiscal, naka-establish siya ng probable cause, then I think the policemen are right. But yun nga, masyadong mataas din ang expectation ng publiko sa police. Pero siyempre, police na, tao din kami, no? Tao din kami na that's why we keep on reminding them na ganito dapat ang maximum tolerance sa video, ganito dapat ang guidelines, etc. Pero meron talagang paminsan na situation na hindi mo talaga mapigilan, no? Because tao rin ang mga pulis. Kasama yun sa sweldo. Kasama yun sa sweldo, no? Alam mo kami sa gobyerno, lalo na sa kapulisan, wala kaming karapatan na magsabing ayaw na namin. Because kung sasabihin mo yan, o di umalis ka, mag-awol ka. No? But these are the pains of, we want democratic processes. Now, these are the pains. No? Pains, ibig sabihin, nasasaktan talaga kami. Kasi nga, we're just implementing the law. Pero we expect this. Kasama yun sa sweldo namin. Kaya nga dinoble ang sweldo para doble rin ang maximum tolerance.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. No other questions po. Sir, lumabas na sila ngayon. And that concludes our...
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
Wala nang Viber question.
Thank you, thank you. Salamat, salamat.